And Bob?
Yes.
And I vote in the affirmative, yes. Okay, the next item we should talk about is how we disseminate some letters from both the Budget Committee and the Select Board. Does anybody want to make a comment about that before we make a motion? Or?
Is there also a town letter? Is there also a town manager's letter, or is it just?
If you authorize me to write a letter, I'd like to write a letter. I would appreciate that.
I think that would be good.
Yeah, so do we do a motion?
Yeah, I have a couple comments before, and then I'd like a motion.
Sounds good.
I feel very strongly that whatever communications come out of the town should be collected together. It's expensive to send out separate mailings to the town. The Budget Committee has recommended that we send a separate letter. I disagree with that. And I think I've spoken to the town manager and I believe he's in agreement with me. So that's the comment I'd like to make. So a motion would be appropriate.
We're gonna do separate motions for the town managers. Letter first. We're gonna do them all together.
You can do them together if you like. Let's do them separately.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we approve the town manager to send out a budget letter for fiscal year 2023.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded by Lauren. Okay, is there a discussion? I have some discussion points that I'd like to make. I agree with the motion. The first thing I'd like to say is that I actually I wrote down some comments, and I think that the purpose of any letter issued to the town citizens, it should be to explain the differences and the changes to the town departments and the town manager's budget request versus the Budget Committee's recommendation. So I think it should explain those differences. The purpose should not be, I'd like to tell you what I think this should not be. It should not be used as a forum to complain about the process followed, which clearly complied this year with the town charter. Nowhere in the charter, let's see. Okay, the process that was being complained about was that the Budget Committee had to submit questions through the town manager, and the town manager formulated the budget and then from his department. And there's nowhere in the charter is there a provision or authorization for direct access by the Budget Committee to question the town department managers. Though historically, I'll acknowledge that access was granted by the former town manager in the past. I think that practice should stop. It may be enjoyed by the Budget Committee. It's terribly inefficient, terribly time consuming, and non-productive for the department managers. So
Mr. Chair, I don't mean to interrupt, but I would agree. And furthermore, in the charter, it very much suggests that the responsibilities of the operation of those departments is the town manager, and that select board and other elected bodies are not to interfere with that. And I do think that in the past, from talking to department managers, they felt that there was a challenge to their authority of operating the departments as they see fit. So I appreciate what you're saying, and I agree. I think that this is a better process. And I'd also like to point out all those questions that were asked, I replied to, and those are all on the website for everybody in town to look at what the answers were. And I'm happy to answer any questions if people were to call and want to discuss different points of the budget. Again, I do appreciate that the manager has to manage, and he has to manage, and he has to be given the tools. And I thank the select board for the support that you've shown me in my first 6 months here. And
I had an opportunity, I think most of the select board, if not all, had an opportunity to look at the letter written by the Budget Committee. And one thing, the Budget Committee's, the letter states, the Budget Committee's responsibility is to provide informed recommendations concerning the proposed budget. That is entirely correct. I agree with that. And a relevant statement and the type of comment to include in a letter. It goes on, let's see. It was the letter that written by, and I don't mean to criticize the budget committee, but I think it is more meant as a constructive criticism. I found the letter to be very confusing because it only showed their side, and there was no comparison. You couldn't. It was somewhat disjointed, and so I'm hoping that we'll pass this the recommendation that we actually have the town manager actually manipulate or write the letters and review the letters, and if necessary, remove some of the comment, because I don't think it should be filled with information such as complaints about individuals or anything of that nature. It purely should be a factual thing, saying here's what the budget committee recommends, and here's what the select board and town manager recommends, and maybe some reasons why or why not.
Yeah, if we're sending out mailing, well, first of all, if we're sending out information to the taxpayers, it should be done in the cheapest way possible, and it's no harm in sending it all out together. I don't really understand the objection to that. I think it's efficient, and then it gives everybody opinions at one time. They can make up their minds. As far as doing some editing just to make sure that's factual, not changing what's being said, I'm all in favor of. Again, we don't just allow every committee to send out information saying, whatever, something that may not be true. For example, we were accused of, spending money with no oversight. And then when we issue oversight on mailings that are going to go out, they complain about the oversight. So how can you have no oversight and then oversight and complain about oversight? You can't have both ways. So as long as we are just taking out some of the, personal attack, the opinion stuff, other than, there's specific budget opinions that are, clear, we should definitely leave that in, but stuff that is just beyond the pale, I'm in favor of scratching.
It's been a select board policy that the town manager review all correspondence to ensure accuracy and factual information disseminated to the public. And the charter doesn't specifically say that, but the select board has a policy to that respect. So our recommendation is to have the town manager actually do that. According to that policy, as I understand it, all material to be distributed by mass distribution by a board, a committee or a commission, or department head must be reviewed by the town manager for approval to ensure that information distributed is essential to the proper operation of town business in a manner which produces unbiased facts and consequences upon which the people of Eliot may make an informed decision. With that being said, I don't think we made a motion yet.
I did. I will withdraw my motion.
Okay.
And then I will make this motion right here. I will move the Eliot Select Board approve the letter addressing their position on the fiscal year 23 budget, allow the town manager to pen his own and mail all letters, including the budget committee's edited letter, in one envelope to the taxpayers of Eliot for their consideration.
Is there a second?
Second.
Probably second. Okay. Is there any further discussion? Yes.
Mr. Chair, might I offer it just as kind of a friendly amendment to allow me to work with the chair on behalf of the rest of the board to make sure those edits are as you, not just subject to my.
The chair being me.
Yes.
Okay, not the chairman of the budget committee, the chairman of me.
Yes.
Okay.
Good clarification.
I will amend my motion to state that.
I appreciate that.
Okay, is there any further discussion or comment? Roll call is Bill,
Yeah.
Lauren,
Yes.
and Bob,
Yes.
and I am in the affirmative, yes. The next item on our agenda is to approve warrants. We have a number of them. I'm going to read them, and then we can approve them all at one time, I think.